Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to round two of the 2026 Masters of the Nerdiverse Random Select, where the Nerdiverse itself chooses six random films that we then pit against each other in Mortal Kombat until only one stands the victor. I'm, of course, Master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is my fellow Master of the Nerdiverse, the Cage Man himself. We call him Wash. What's going on, good sir?
What is up? It is fight night once again. I'm super excited to be back. It has been a bit of a hiatus. We got punched up in the face a little bit. We took some body blows a little bit, and
Little
we're
bit.
definitely out of breath. But we are back, and it is fight night, and I am excited to be here. As I was thinking about tonight's battle and reflecting on these two movies, as I do think that of all the conversations that we will have, considering the hiatus, I think that this is going to be one where the random select actually plays in because it's been a while. It's a little familiar. It's not quite familiar. We just saw it yesterday. You know what I mean? So excited to talk this one through.
Yeah. And just random question. Have you rewatched any of these two? Because I have not.
No,
So it's
we
going to
do
go
not live in that universe currently, so
currently.
no.
Yeah.
But we did do a proper review. We looked at our notes. We went through, did some of our normal due diligence and research to refreshen the brain waves, and that plays into one of my winners, or the winner.
The winner, dude. Yeah, man. Just and we have our, like you said, we have our notes from our previous episodes and just the experience of Cage, the experience of Only the Strong. So I think that's definitely going to help us, and having time to really just settle in with these movies, like in our heads, giving ourselves more time to just live with them. And we may shock you with our decisions
I think
down the road.
I tell you what, I will say this before we even get started, just based off that. I would say that my world is brighter watching both these films. These are both two films that I'm glad came through my lexicon at some point for no other than one of the major reasons, things I'm going to be talking about.
Absolutely. So let's get to it.
Teaser,
Teaser.
teaser,
There are
teaser.
secrets. It is a mystery. It is a mystery. We're
Yes.
in round two. So what's happening is that we're kind of in our Sweet 16 right now, where we're pitting winners against winners. And when two winners fight each other, guess what? There has to be a loser. So
Yep.
I'm going to make my choice for which movie I feel is better out of these two. Better meaning whatever. Better's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? May that be the better action film, the better film, the better cinema. Whatever better means to you, is that your decision. Um, just in case we split down the middle, we've both designated 0 out of 10 score for each movie. So if it comes down to Wash choosing only, I choosing Cage, whoever has the highest score, blind score, just going to win that round. And that's how we're going to move forward. We've had some crazy upsets in the past based on this
Yes.
scoring, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to see how all this plays out. Uh, Wash, any final initial thoughts before we get down into it?
No, I think that sums everything up in regards to where we are and the blood sport that is about to take place.
Absolutely. So if you want to take place with this blood sport as well, I always will ask you, if you like the content, please like the content. We are still one living soul away from 100 subscribers. So if you know anybody who may like this content, tell them to go onto the YouTube channel and click that subscribe button.
I
Uh,
know we have Cage fans. When you rewatch this,
hey,
click
I know
that
you'll be
button.
back. I know you'll be back, Mr. Cage. You're going to be back in full force. So, stand up for your movie. Like the channel. We're talking all types of cool, nerdy stuff. Subscribe, of course, so you're made aware when more Cage content goes live. And comment. Let us know if we did it. Let us know how much Cage rules. You ready to get into these combatants, sir?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's ring the bell.
As Rocky said, I didn't hear no bell. I didn't hear no bell. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the movie itself, man. We're talking about Cage, 1989, directed by Lang Elliott. Once again, a Vietnam vet suffers brain damage in combat. He and his buddy open a bar. Gangsters pressure them into brutal cage fights. They resist, leads to conflict. The brain damaged vet has a childlike mentality juxtaposed with violent situations will arise. Cage is nice, and I'll punch you in the jejunum. Wash. After sitting with Cage for what, months now, we've been.
6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
somewhere up in there. Yeah.
How are you feeling about Cage in the month and year of our Lord, 2026?
Currently, how I feel about Cage is that Cage is a quintessential 80s action movie. When I think about it and I reflect upon it, it hits all of the things that you saw in the 80s. You get a couple of major gunfights in there. There is an explosion or two. We'll get to the other movie there, but these are both the movies of no accountability. I do remember us saying as
Yeah.
you're just rampaging along the streets of Los Angeles with, ah, it's fine. It's Tuesday. Don't worry.
Happily ever after, man.
So, and most of all, when I think back on the action and the fighting, and I would be remiss if I didn't start because just the other day on the tube was that famous war film called Platoon. And
Platoon
I was
rules.
watching, yeah, Platoon does rule, and I was watching one of the scenes, and I had a reminiscence of this Cage initial scene. And you know what? That initial scene, when you first see it, it takes you a tad bit by surprise. It still takes you a tad bit by surprise. And so I want to give shout outs to the film comes in firing, it comes in hot, literally and
Hot.
figuratively. And, you know, there is a big boom at the end of that very first scene, which leads up to the rest of the film. So when I was watching Platoon, I went, you know what? Cage didn't do that bad of a job, man. Platoon, I want to
No.
say, was 1988, so it's coming right off the back end of it. So, yeah, initial thoughts and regards and feelings 6 to 8 weeks later about Cage. How about you, Mike?
Very good question and very good wrap up, man. You hit the nail right on the head there, just about where this stands amongst its contemporaries in 1989. You know what I mean? As you remember from that episode, go back and watch it if you want to get our full deep dive into, the conundrum, which is Cage. This movie rocked me like a hurricane. I was not prepared for what Cage was going to be and mean to me. This would definitely as still something that I've come back to watch. I remember when I found out and I was elated that there was Cage 2, which is just as awesome. And I'm just waiting for the Cage video game that's like on Atari 600 out there somewhere, you know what I mean, that we don't know about. After the weeks of kind of sitting with Cage and loving it for what it is, which is a good bad film. You know what I mean? There's even a
Hmm.
YouTube channel called Good Bad Film. Check them out. I've been watching them for decades now. Where is this ET, Doug? Is this Jaws? No, man, but it is what it needs to be. It's Lou Ferrigno oiled up, fighting dudes in a cage with an insanity ensues. Does the plot need to be Goodfellas or anything of that nature? No, it just needs to move the script along. It just needs to move things along. And from that point, I really enjoyed my time with it. Um, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. One,
Well, I
so
definitely
yeah.
appreciate your comments there, Mike G.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you're coming in a little broken up, my man.
to connect. Don't ask me why. Welcome to.
You still there with me?
Yes, I am here with you. Do you have me?
Yep, I do. I got you now.
Excellent. So when I think back about how this year will wrap up in a multi-10 list, I have a very strong suspicion, even before we had this podcast, that Cage might make Mike G's list overall. And you know what? I think it's well deserved. When you talk about Lou Ferrigno oiled up doing man things, what this movie reminds me of is WWE. And when I say WWE, I'm thinking very specifically of that Hulk Hogan movie, No Holds Barred. What
Yeah,
was that? Was that with the dude Tiny? I can't remember his
Tiny Zeus
name, but
Lister,
yes,
man.
Tiny.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
Zeus Lister. Thank you. Rest in peace. So, um, like when you watch that movie and you're like, oh man, like this fighting, it looks like wrestling. That's what this is. And for the time period, wrestling was as big as it could get.
Yeah.
So to do this, is it, is it Bruce Lee, 1984, 83 Enter the Dragon? No. But is it doing what it should do for its time period? Yes. You want to know what we don't see.
Mhm.
We don't necessarily see this movie leaning on its military intro. There's
No,
the one scene where the guy goes off. Yes, great. He goes out, does his GTA, gets his retribution. That said, they could have leaned a lot more on that history and bringing in that type of action.
it almost feels like that was the budget. You know what I mean? Like we gotta rent a chopper. We only got it for 1 day. We're on location. Man, let's get all of this in now because the rest of it's filming on location in LA in my backyard where it costs $20 to, you know what I'm saying, to clear out a street. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it kind of helps the movie. It's very much like a Bruce in Jaws situation where it's like if there was more of the Vietnam War kind of war stuff going on, it would have taken the cage out of Cage. You know what I mean?
Right,
It would have taken
right.
away from that pit fighter only, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like you said, no holds barred, Street Fighter 80s, 90s vibe that just has.
A- And I think you described it perfectly when you say pit fighter, because pit fighting is something very different than a martial arts tournament, right? And so this is not super refined action, but the action you get in the ring I think is satisfying. I think that the action that you get throughout the film is satisfying, and with the exception of some key scenes, it's a fairly action-forward film.
Yeah.
With the exception of I mean, when you look at things like after the military scene, we have the bar scene where we have a decent fight going in, right? And then, after they follow them out, take them away, we get we get instantaneous action, so we're not spending too long on the
No,
substitution of what just happened. Did
no,
they
just
just take that dude?
yeah, they just snatched. Why is he in the back seat? That killed me for days, bro. I was like, he's just back there, like he's about to get ice cream, dog. This shit is crazy. Like they child abducted Cage, man. He just back there, like, where are we going? Shit is so great. It's still one of the
I s-
craziest moments of 2026, man.
yes, I still think that scene, just the entire setup is like, what just happened, and we filmed this, and this is okay. All right,
Don't forget, right
Cage.
after the Nam scene, we have that 7 minute Angel in the Morning training montage
Yeah.
that's so awkward and weird, and there's nothing like it ever in the movie. You know what I mean? It almost
No.
reminds me of the Last Dragon, where it's like, okay, we're just gonna have a whole music video in the movie that you guys are just gonna sit here and watch. You know what I mean? Are you still with me? Our internet is interneting. And what's crazy is I can't tell if it's on my end or Wash's end. You can never tell. You'll never tell. You can never tell when the internet's jumpy because it can be on my end. You back with me, guy?
Are you with me there?
Oh, he dropped. Wash dropped it. It could be my end. So let's see if he can come back in. Hey.
Hey,
Random select. His message.
just rolling along
Yeah.
slowly,
Yeah.
bubbly.
Rolling with the homies. Gotta love internet, dog. And what's crazy, I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, you just can't tell if it's on my end or your end. You just never know. You know what I mean? Until
I mean, that's a good app for us to make. We got to be able to figure it out so it just points to a direction and
it
it's
just
like a
points
pit
down or
fight.
up.
Right, right. Like immediately on both sides, a pit fight comes out and it's like, you're the problem.
You're the problem. You get caged. You know, like my bad, man. Oh
Oh, you
man,
know
good
what?
times. Any final thoughts about Cage before we move on to the next combatant?
Um, you know what? No, I don't think so. Did we talk about? Did we give credence to Captain America doing his thing with the gun with the gangbangers in the uh in the old shed?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a super crazy part of this movie. We talked about it before, where it's like this movie just makes a hard left turn, and Captain America just becomes the Punisher toward the end of the movie and guns down probably like 7 or 8 people. Like you said, to the remiss of nothing. He's totally fine, happily ever after. Which is
I,
insane to me.
I do think that this movie provides quite a bit of memorable moments when it comes to just general like action that I've seen maybe this year where it's like, did that really just happen? Like he really does pull in with his blue Jeep and then walk in with his AK and call it a day. Mike, you with me?
I am with you. You're a little delayed, but am I coming in
All
crazy
right.
right now?
Nope,
How is
you're
my
all right.
how's my bars been looking? Has my bars been going in and out? I'm just curious.
Your bars are fine. I think it's on my end. We have a tad bit of a storm. There's satellite here. Like
Ooh, the
it's
thunder
it's a little weird.
rolls and the lightning
You know that,
strikes. Dude,
that there's Ghostface.
you
Ah,
you wish Ghostface was outside the window. He'll maybe
I mean,
what
yo, bro,
door
you
am
know
I
what?
at? Like you got it, Doug.
Yeah,
uh
I was thinking how terrible it'd be if a zombie apocalypse happened. But go on.
wouldn't be that bad. A lot of free inhalers. You know what I'm saying? Let's go clean up. Speaking of things that make you want to breathe, I literally forgot to change out only the strong and it says the last dragon. That is amazing. It's like the first time this ever happened. This is the best episode ever. We're having all the technical difficulties. We're having mic foul ups. It's all great. But we know what we're talking about for the audio side, our Spotify people. We're talking about only the strong 1993. Is that even the date? Am I right on that? Probably
That is the date. Yes, that is
everything
the
but
date.
the name. God love it. Directed by Heldon Lidditch, not Sheldon. Helditch is like his younger brother. Ex Special Forces, Lewis Stevens goes to Miami to find his former school overrun with drugs and violence and 90s sitcom buffoonery. He goes to teach them the love of capoeira and wackiness ensues. Wash, after taking time to sit with this movie that's been with me my whole life, funny enough, but how are you feeling about Owning the Strong as of today?
I still feel like I have seen this before when I was younger for whatever reason. I do still dig the capoeira Yeah, Capoeira, let's
No, no, no,
go.
no
And I do
way.
see, yeah, yeah, there you go. And
No, no,
then
no way. No, no, no.
clapping. Um,
Oh.
Yeah, so this also has a lot of, I'm not going to say as many memories as Cage does when it comes to action, but when it comes to characters such as the bad guy in this, I will never forget that bad guy. He
Guy
will now
rules.
always just be part of my lexicon when I think of bad guys like Razor Ramon, the real bad guys. Like I'm the bad guy, Chico, the guys who stand up and just take it.
Yeah.
Much like the Last Dragon, our boy, leader,
Show
the
enough. Show
leader.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
show
show enough.
enough.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
he show enough. So
Am I the
um,
prettiest?
show enough. I thought you were gonna do the
Am
rest,
I the
but you
baddest
did.
mofo low down around this town?
Show enough. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
um, so I have some solid thoughts about it. Now, when I think back on it, this this movie has a lot of messages in it, man.
Yeah, man.
There's the message of like Mark himself coming to his hometown. There's the message about the kids. There's the message of the terrible principal and redeeming himself. And so for me, I as I think back on this movie as I was doing today, I'm like, you know what? This movie's trying to do a lot.
Yeah,
It's
trying to tell a
trying to do a
message.
lot. Uh,
Yeah, it's trying to save the kids, all the kids.
Save the kids.
It's
Oh, that's the last thing I was going to say. The Last Dragon messed me up. But as we had our quintessentials 80 movies, this is a quintessential 90s movie, in my opinion, in my regard. When I think back on it, it's like, yeah, this was made in the 90s. Sure.
I have a question for you before I go into my kind of thoughts now about this film.
Hmm.
Given the timeline in what year this movie takes place in, and just thinking of everything from the Galactic Republic to kind of toward the end of the Clone Wars, even going into like a New Hope. Where do you fit Only the Strong in the Star Wars timeline?
Only the strong in Star Wars timeline falls somewhere between episode 3 and episode 4.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Kenobi has lost. He is trying to redeem himself. There's a great Kenobi book that is out. It's called Kenobi. Go check it out. I think it's about this very kind of same thing almost, with the exception of the kids, the dancing, and the martial arts. It's very much similar in the fact that it's a story.
What are
So
what are like the Forest Jedi called? Like the Bokeem Jedi? What are they called?
the Boken,
The
Boken.
Isn't he just a Boken Jedi going to like a dilapidated like like Jedi school and just teaching these kids a new form of like of like approaching all of this stuff, and then the Sith, one of the kids is leading towards the dark side, and his cousin is a Sith Lord, and he starts to get seduced by the dark side, but then the light side. I'm still sticking by that, man. This is just a Star Wars movie.
And he stays true to himself the entire time. He never doubts himself. Very Kenobi-like in his actions and the way he treats situations. He takes the beating. So I mean, I didn't see us comparing Only the Strong and Star Wars this evening, but here we are,
I'm
folks.
just
Yeah,
saying. I'm
random
just
select.
saying.
Let's go.
Nanu na way, dog. He's just a Boken Jedi, dude. Uh this this is absolutely one of those movies when it was raining outside in like third grade, and they just they card in the projector, they card in the
Yeah,
TV, and they got to put something
yeah.
else, put
That's
something on. You know, this was like top three of those movies that were just is like Charlotte's Web, Animal Farm, Only the Strong. You know what I'm saying? We're just like say no to drugs, kids. We're like, shut up, man. We're just trying to trade our Marvel Flair cards. Uh, so this movie always kept a soft spot in my heart because what was Capoeira before this? I can't remember anything predating this movie that introduced capoeira to the United States the way this did. It was so weird to see. And then after this, capoeira was everywhere. You know, it just kind of exploded after that. And every
Isn't
fight
it?
movie, there was a capoeira guy. You know what I mean? And he
Even
was
still
cool.
today, there's always still a capoeira guy in every fight film because A, it looks freaking cool, right? B, be represented. But you have a valid point.
You know what movie we got to do at some point, dude? The Quest by John Claude Van Damme with the tournament.
Yeah,
Dude, that
yeah.
movie effing rules. That's what this reminds me of. The only difference is that John Claude toward like last third of the movie didn't lose his absolute mind. It started like trying to just take out an entire hood of gangbangers single handedly. He was like, enough of this capoeira crap. It's time to get like Delta Force on these fools. And he gets in the Green Beret and stuff, man, and he starts actually causing problems across the city, right? And what happens? He gets off scot free, bro.
Scott
He's
Free,
at
man, nothing. Yeah,
he's back
nothing.
teaching. They're doing a whole little skit for him at the end. There's no
Oh, yeah,
charges. What
they're flipping.
murder? He's
Yeah.
exploding cars. What murder? I just these movies are so weird and it always leaves a weird taste in my mouth. But it's like there's no justice at all. It just doesn't make any
And
sense.
and this is going to be completely unplanned, and I hadn't considered it until right now. But who wins in a fight, Captain America or Capoeira?
Captain
Both
America's not fair.
military. No, not from Cage, Captain America, the
Oh,
blonde dude. They're both
okay.
military.
Okay.
They both go on a rampage.
I there's only I the winner is decided by one thing. This is there a still drum around? Is there a guy in the back getting it with a steel drum, keeping the beat? Doug, is that guy floating around? If yes, then Mark DeCosco's here. If it's completely quiet and he's kind of off his game, Captain America takes it, Doug.
So if we're at a TGI Fridays, if those
It's
still
over.
exist,
Game
it's
over.
over.
It's
It's
over.
over.
Don't give
Mark's
this man
got it.
any kind. Don't give him any kind of rhythm, Doug. Even if somebody starts humming, you tape their mouth up because Mark gonna
That's a
catch on to
hell of a
that.
superpower right there, man.
Jedi, bro. He's one with the Force, man. You got to disrupt the Force connection, Doug. If you don't, he's vulnerable to attack, Doug. If there's any kind of music, any kind of rhythm, Mark has it because we saw what happened. They were on the basketball court. He was thrown off. That's the only L he took in the whole movie. End of the movie, they start getting that no way. He started feeling it, Doug. He got to.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
fair.
it.
The limiters are off at that point, bro. What do you what do you do against that? Uh do you see yourself watching this in 2027? Re- Realistically?
Only the strong? No. And I guess, when we get to, I don't know how long we're going here, but when we get to a wrap up, that's going to come into play with when I think about these movies and who I pick. Only the strong for me at this stage of my life, it's kind of one-time viewing simply because the messaging gets in the way of the cool music, right? If this was shortened by about 40 minutes
What
type
if there
film.
was no message? What if it was like this is an action film, cut all the kids stuff. He's coming back to
Even
his
if the
town to
kids
clean house, you
even
know?
if the kids had something else to do, like, have their own fights. Like the kids didn't necessarily have their fights. At the end, they came running out, they helped everybody, but it's not like the outsiders. We had like an outsiders type of crew going, and it's like, yeah, all right, but the kids were largely just, there as a messaging piece. So, and point had it been Rambo, sure, but Rambo's Rambo, and only the strong is only the strong, right? So
No way.
I don't know if
No, no.
that's a super fair question.
It's not, but it's like if the messaging is getting in the way of enjoyment, it's just like I understand because it can,
Ah,
especially when the
yeah,
message is 40 years old.
so, picked it. I don't like my romance in my action movies, in my cartoon movies, in my superhero movies. Why? Because it gets generally gets in the way. Except Han and Leia, right? That's fine. It generally otherwise just does not really serve what we're doing for explosions for 2 hours. So this was like 150 if I'm remembering. I had to shut
Yeah,
down my notes because my
yeah,
computer was about to crash with them. So it was like 150. And you think about the kid scene, the beach scene, the scene with the teacher, and it just starts to add up to, so this movie is about 25 minutes of action. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, like
yeah.
15 of it is him going batshit crazy, so that's cool. 10 minutes of it turns out to be fighting and dancing and not even fighting. There weren't that many fights. Just the basketball court,
And the final fight,
the final fight,
and
and the the,
and
the
and,
bus
and
the bus fight. Was that the same
no,
fight as the final?
in the schoolyard fight where he had to fight the
School
Jamaican
year.
voodoo posse dude
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
School,
from Predator Two,
which was
you
cool.
know,
Yeah,
which was cool.
cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of fights for a '90s action film. I mean, it's not nonstop, but you got to squeeze in the message there somewhere. These kids, Doug, you got to squeeze in the message. We got to save these kids, Doug. What are you gonna do? You got to look at them. Look how helpless they
Are you
are. Look
are
at
you
them.
saying are you saying it wouldn't have been the same had it been about like twelve
No,
12 adults in a sober house and some
no, it
dude
would not been the same. Look at their faces, Doug. They need protection. They need guidance, Doug. That's what I'm saying. This is just a Star Wars movie, man. It's a side quest, bro. These are wayward kids who are force sensitive that needed some direction. You know what I'm saying?
um
A-
mm,
And this Jedi from the woods came out of nowhere to teach them a new way of seeing the world, man. And at the end, they're all better for it. You know what I'm saying? The
maybe
message,
we don't know what happens to these kids, man. These kids might have taken one semester and next semester not been back, had a bad summer. You know what I mean? It's like,
hey,
what about
hey,
capoeira class? And it's like, yeah, bro, we don't do
hey.
that anymore. You
Frankly,
you
my
remember
dear, I
that
don't give
summer?
a damn.
Y-
We don't know what
Yeah,
happens after,
you
bro. There's no sequel to Only the Strong. We don't know
well, that's a point. There is no sequel to the
because
Only the
this
Strong.
because this could have went right into New Jack City for all we know. You know what I
Ah,
mean?
that would have
The
been
the
great.
Carter could have been built literally 5 seconds. The Death Star could have been built 5 seconds after all of this happened. You know what I
That would
mean?
have been great.
So it just depends on your point of view. I like to see it as happily ever after they all became honor roll students and created their own little side and grew the legend of Capoeira Louis Stevens. He
Well,
became a hood legend, bro.
let me ask you this because you did watch Cage 2. Does
Cage two
it end
rules.
happily ever after with them owning a bar and living happily ever after and feeding dude ice cream?
You know what's making me mad? I don't remember the absolute ending, which makes me want to watch it again. You know, so I
Ooh.
have to watch Cage again. So Cage 2. And you know what? Watch Cage 2. At some point in your life, watch Cage 2. It's worth it. It's the intro alone is dumb enough to get you hyped, Doug.
That's funny.
Speaking of getting hype, we got to get hype and bring this to a close. Like I said, these round twos go quick. You know, hard hashtag hard cuts. So we have to make the decision. Wash between these two titans of their own respective allotment. Which one are you choosing to be the victor? Cage or only the strong?
This was a hard cut for me because I believe in Harvey Dent. No, I
You do. I
believe
believe in Harvey Dent.
in both these films. And oh, yeah, great by the way. I believe in both these films. And so when it came to fixing, when it came to picking a winner in a bloodbath, I really had to start picking. I had to go backwards. So it was
Yeah.
no longer which of these is the better film. I had to start removing parts to tell me which was the lesser film.
Ah.
So, yes. So, um, with that, drum roll,
Do we have
based
an effect?
upon the fact that
Wrong drum.
our MOTN random select is 80s action versus 90s action movies.
Yes.
And considering we have a 80 versus 90 matchup, the only thing that's left to move. Hold on, I can't move to in here. Hold on. Wait, wait for it. There we go. So, you with me?
I'm with you.
So,
Are you with me?
the only
Yeah.
thing left is yes, is who has the better action. And honest to
Yeah.
God, Cage has the better action. And I picked Cage. Cage.
Cage.
Cage
Cage.
as
Winner of
the action random select winner.
Cage is Wash's verdict. The oh look at Cage, dog. That guy's not going nowhere. He's locked up, dog. You put him in the yoke
I
with his
can't
legs,
believe
bro.
it.
You put homeboy in the yoke
Can't
with his
believe
legs,
it.
dog. That's a brawler stuff right there.
And sorry, one addendum. I would watch Cage again. Like I could sit down and watch Cage again with 2 beers on Saturday and be perfectly happy. You ask me to sit down and watch only the strong and 2 beers, I'm gonna find the lawn to clean or something. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, touch
I don't
grass.
I don't want to touch grass for sure, man. I don't want to. I'm not one to bury the lead. Do love me some Only the Strong. It's a childhood movie. Mark Dacascos is one of my favorite 90s, action stars quietly. He's been great for decades. He was most recently in John Wick 3, and he was excellent in that film. It's good to see him still doing his thing. I love How Do We Reach These Kids? I love the Star Wars references. I love the Razor Ramon like villain. But like you said, this is an action. This is an action versus action, right? And though the action in Only the Strong is impressive and groundbreaking for its time, Cage literally has a helicopter. you know, Cage has a
Yeah.
cage match. His name is not even Cage. Cage is an idea. I don't think the main character, he's not Cage. Cage is the feeling that you get from watching this movie.
It's a
If
creed.
it's a creed, it's a way of life. It's not a costume to be put on. It's a way of life. He's a damn Mandalorian, this guy. If I saw this when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I would be drawing Cage, dude. I would be drawing Cage 1,000%.
I honestly, we look at this late stage 89. We're talking almost 40, 50 freaking years old at this stage. And this movie has moved within like good 80s action movies and I'm like, you seen Cage, man?
Have you seen
No, you
Cage,
haven't seen
man?
Cage, bro?
We're watching
It-
Cage tonight.
like that last scene, man, when everybody just loses their mind and then it's like, you know what? I didn't see anything. Here's a bag of cash. And it's just like, what
The main boss
what is
gets
this?
shot in the chest with a shotgun. Everybody's dead. And the only person of authority there is like, oh, this suitcase full of millions and millions of dollars. What suitcase? Get out of here, you crazy kids. What? That was just the end of the movie. This is amazing, dog. This is stupid.
Yeah.
1,000 years Cage. I'm, of course, choosing Cage as my choice for this round 2 of Random Select. That means that Cage goes on to the next round of Random Select. The final round for that. No, is it the final round? It would be the final round,
For
right?
second, yes. Yes. Cage
Yeah,
will be in the finals, yes.
dudes. With
Cage is
that
in the
beat,
finals?
Cage is in. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's gonna take some black magic to get Cage out of my brain, Doug. I'm just telling you right now. It's gonna take It's gonna take some really hard cuts and some soulful thoughts for me to be like, my baby Cage is done. But you got to be honest. That's the one thing about this random select. We have to be honest with ourselves and our victories. So it's very interesting to see how all these things kind of play out. You know what I mean? Random select. We never know who's gonna win the end of these things. You know what I mean, dude? So the next
No,
the next round, bro, we got Bamimi Code. N- n- is, no,
Call of Duty
Call of Duty
versus The Last Dragon.
versus The Last Dragon. My brain died there for a second. Thank you for the cleanup. Are you excited for the next round of Random Select?
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am excited for the rest of Random Select because things are about to get crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
I
It
thought,
is going to be very, very interesting. End.
have you ever heard that song "One" by Metallica? You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
I thought about Beyond the Call of Duty, and I just got like I got like Vietnam flashbacks in my head, and I'd start hearing "Darkness imprisoning me." All that I see, absolute horror. I literally got
Call
like
of Duty. I haven't picked yet. I haven't picked, but Call of Duty stuck with me the way Cage stuck with you. I have thought of Call of Duty so often in the weeks, and I'll just leave that as a little teaser going in. It's like this movie is crazy.
crazy. It, get excited, man! Random Select continues. Next next time for the end of round two, going into the finals. We'll see who Cage has to fight at the end of that championship. Any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
No, it's been a fun one. Sorry for the tech and issues, but glad to be here on a fight night and looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. And if you're looking forward to the next one, remember to subscribe to the channel so that you're made aware when the next one comes out. If you like the content, always like the content. We're trying to grow this channel to epic proportions. Cage fans, no one else is talking about your boy right now. I can promise you on in 2026, we're the Cage heads here. Follow us. Come to the Nerdiverse.
Comic Con,
Comic Con.
Cage.
Can you imagine if we go to like San Diego Comic Con and a Cage cosplayer walks up and said it just daps us up, bro? You know, like
Yeah, no,
is that a Cage head? Dude, we found one in the wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's
they're out
effing
there.
go. They're out there. You're looking at two right here. I think Cage just made a believer of both of us. You know what I'm saying? Watch Cage 2. Watch Cage 2. And I think there's a secret Cage 3, but I'm too scared to dive into those waters, man. I'm not I'm ill prepared for another Clendatu, man. That being said, we're here to draw this episode to a close. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And thank you for checking us out. I'm of course Master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. He is Master of the Nerdiverse Wash. We are the Master of the Nerdiverse podcast. And with that, I will say MOTN out. Take care, everybody.